Although my YouTube readings are great at giving detailed guidance regarding how your specific person feels about you and where the connection is going, it's still a community reading, which means it's general. So for a reading that dives deeper into the topic by offering a personalized one-on-one reading with direct feedback and follow-up questions, Keen is an excellent choice. That's why they are the sponsor of today's video. Personally, the readings I've had on Keen not only resonated, but were thought-provoking and inspiring as well. Why Keen? Keen connects you with talented psychics, tarot readers, and astrologers, so there's a variety of choices. And it's easy to get on Keen. All you have to do is create an account, and you'll be able to choose from hundreds of readers who are online right now. Don't feel like talking on the phone? Get a text chat reading. Want to feel connected through a live voice call? You can do that also. The readers are available 24 hours a day, so access to guidance is available whenever you need it. Keen's readers each have unique gifts designed to help you navigate your life. They can give you guidance on how your specific person really feels about you, what they're thinking, what their intentions are, the future of the relationship, and more. They even offer career guidance as well as connecting you to past loved ones, pets, your spirit guides, and the universe. Whatever your concern is, there is a reader who specializes in it. Simply choose whichever reader best suits your goals and interests and connect with them via phone call or text chat. As a new customer on Keen, you can try your first 10 minutes for only $1.99. Renew your well-being now. A Keen advisor is online to help you. Go to trykeen.com or click the link in my description to connect with a Keen advisor today. Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So today I think I'm just going to go ahead and channel whatever messages want to come through and use whatever decks that call to me. So if you have a particular situation or person on your mind that you want to hear from, go ahead and think about that person. This is a love reading in general, so just apply it how it resonates. And due to time restraints, it's not going to be a pick a card, but I find that it still resonates really well for a lot of people, for the people who are meant to see the video. And if you're watching, likely that is you. There is going to be some message here for you. I'm going to use this deck that I haven't used in a while. And I feel like shuffling a few different decks and then laying them out, so fast forward past the shuffling part if you don't want that. At some point I'll get fancy enough to be able to fast forward through this, you know, for you guys on screen and everything, but not right now. I can't do that. But I want to tap into the higher self of the person in question. So whether the viewer is here about, you know, themselves. Most who come here have a specific person in mind, a love interest in mind. So I'm going to channel that person's higher self as well. Like whoever wants to come through here. And you guys decide, use your intuition on who it is. Also, I'd like to thank those of you who have gotten personal private readings from me. If you'd like to have one of those, my contact information is in the description box down below the video. Or you can check me out on Keen. The link for that is also down below. And like I said, thanks for supporting the channel with your likes and subscriptions and your reading orders. Those are the things that help to keep me coming back and doing more readings. It also helps those who could benefit from this reading to find the reading when you hit that like button and subscribe. And if you haven't hit the bell notification, go ahead and do that if you don't want to miss a reading, so that you don't miss the reading. Some of you guys might want to do that. All right, I need to stop with the spiel. The whole spiel thing is never going to really sit well with me, but it's necessary. That's why we YouTube creators do that, because it's actually important, necessary for our channel. So, all right. So I'm going to pull some cards and get this reading started. Love reading for the collective, for the community. Is there a person of interest? And what would that person like to say to the viewer, please? A Hermit coming out. And I knew that was going to come out, so I'm putting it back in. Because no flyers, please. but that just tells me that somebody is in that energy or dealing with a Virgo. Let's give it just a few of these here. Just grab whatever. Who else wants to come out for the collective? Who is their person of interest, and or what do they want to say? I'm going to use my Divine Masculine cards. Most who watch are here for a masculine, but if there were Divine Feminine cards like this, I would have bought them as well. However, there weren't, so keep that in mind as you read them. Let's get some more information on who we're dealing with. Who's the person of interest that the viewer has come to the reading for? And, or what do they want to say to the viewer? That's going to be it for that. Let me just grab them up and see what we got here. Interesting. Okay. So we got the Femme Fatale. We've got the Avenger, and we've got Prince. So, evidently, yeah, some of you are dealing with somebody who is a very attractive person, and they know it, okay? This is, a very feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine within us, or this is how this person is perceiving you, as being like a femme fatale. You could have rejected this person, and I'm just reading this caption here. It always kind of confuses me. Highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. I mean, I guess dependency in a relationship, like codependency, unhealthy codependency, is the opposite of actual heartfelt love. So it could be talking about that. So maybe the relationship was unhealthy in some way or headed in that direction, and somebody was rejected as a result of that. Okay. All right. And yeah, somebody could have been a little bit too, superficial in the relationship, focused on money or using their sensuality to attract material things. But again, general message doesn't have to apply to everybody. But I'm a truth teller on my channel, so I'm always going to say what I'm guided to say, whether, however it sounds. With the Avenger here, yeah, that does seems like there's some sort of, okay. So the story here is somebody was too much in their erotic energy. They could have been enticed or tempted by somebody or something that wasn't healthy or didn't serve their love life or serve this connection. And they want to make up for that or balance the scale. Somebody could want revenge for that, like to get back at somebody for that. But I'm not getting that as much. I'm getting they wanting to balance the scales and bring justice to the situation, do the right thing, because not only for themselves, but for everyone involved in the situation. And the intention to do that is with this Prince card here, romantic charm and potential for power. So is to instead like tap into their heart space instead of relying on other means through which to attain something, like their you know, their feminine wiles or their charms or something. You know, instead of doing that, it's about stepping up to the plate in a romantic way. This is somebody that is a very powerful person. I don't know if they know how powerful they are. Maybe you're watching, you don't know how powerful you are. This person feels like you're a very powerful person. But it does feel like a misuse of power that has happened that, you know, somebody wants to correct. And then we've got Marvin Gaye, we've got Leonard Cohen, and we've got Debbie Harry. So they're all musicians. You can look up any of their songs if any of these cards like jump out like to you. If any of these cards call to you. Most of you are dealing with dark-haired people. A couple of you are dealing with lighter-haired people, just based on the cards here. Okay. Yeah, and it's interesting that this card would come out on Femme Fatale because the first line of this card is don't fool around with something you cherish. So it's like somebody was fooled around on, or felt like they were being fooled around on. And yeah. This is also talking about having a selfless heart, and that brings me down to, because I was drawn to and mentioned earlier that, you know, I focused on that line on that card about opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. So regardless of what the intent was behind the author of that card, it does have a correlation with a selfless heart is all you need to get by. So it's like maybe somebody, again, was drawn away by temptation or was tempted away due to superficial reasons. It's not a value judgment, unless, I mean, I guess it could be, but it is what it is. And tempted by superficial reasons. And now it's like there's this realization of a selfless heart is all you need to get by. So recognizing the selflessness in someone or developing that within oneself and recognizing the importance of that. And it says there is madness in love, but also reason in madness. And I'm getting that song Crazy in Love by Beyonce, which, you know, I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, so I feel like that's a song meant to come through for somebody, and it can have additional messages. Or just the title itself, Crazy in Love, got me crazy, doing crazy things. There is madness in love, but also reason in madness. Maybe some justification for certain behaviors. With the Leonard Cohen, it's... yeah, this person feels like they have more to say, or there's more to the story. Like the story hasn't been fully told. Like the last chapter hasn't been written. It hasn't come full circle. This isn't done, or the story's not done being told. So that's part of what they want to do right or correct. And also to correct any darkness within themselves or in this connection. They understand that it's like a minefield for some of you, depending on your story and what happened, because different people watch, but somebody's story is like a minefield, and they have to travel lightly through that, through the darkness, through their own darkness, or the darkness they've created, somebody's darkness here, and learn to live in the intervals between events. So it's kind of like learning to live in darkness, learning to live with one's shadow side, or learning to live without the love that they desire, the things that they desire, without this relationship for those who are in separation. Push some of these up. Okay, and then again, fools mistake their flesh for plastic. So again, talking about plastic people. I'm getting that image from the latest 90 Day Fiancé. I think it is the latest 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, or something like that. She goes over to Turkey and she sees her boyfriend Sarper. I remember the name because Sarper is a different kind of name. Anyway, they're such plastic people, both of them. I'm not saying they're terrible people. I don't know if they are or they're not. But that's what this card reminds me of, because you can't look at, if you know, you know. If you can't look at these two individuals and not think how just enormously plastic they both appear. And so I wonder what that has to do with anything. Just, I guess, feeding into that narrative. Spirit's really trying to drive home something about the superficiality that's negatively affected someone here in this. And it says it's not enough to be beautiful. You need to know how to be beautiful. So if some of you are taking the Kim Kardashian emulation a little bit too far, I'm speaking to you. It's coming through that, you know, you can have a pretty face and a pretty body and an ugly soul. And like the exterior can only get you so far. And it can be tempting and reel in those fish. But if the bait is ultimately bad when they bite into it, they're going to try to get away. And some of them are going to be effective in doing that. I don't know why that's coming through. And it's kind of a stiff message, but I'm just the messenger. And if it's flip-flopped the other way around, reverse it. I'm hearing the Missy Elliott song. Something about reverse it. Yeah. Okay, anyway. So maybe somebody just, again, relied too much on their attractive good looks. You know, even, you know, a man can be a femme fatale because there are very pretty men out there. I mean, he's actually kind of pretty, this guy. We used to call them metrosexuals. I don't know if we use that term anymore. I occasionally do, if it's the right adjective for what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to kind of figure out who's coming through. But it does look like somebody has traded on their looks. Looks are power in our culture, in the Western society in particular. I think it's kind of natural, you know, for humans to be attracted to shiny things, aka good looks. And so, but this card is coming through to say, you know, your real power is kind of like in your charm, in your personality. It's in your charm and in your personality. And in, you know, having a selfless heart and just being better than that. Being deeper than that, being better than that. So stay open to new things and you will never stagnate. So there's this energy of growing, of changing, of blossoming, of becoming new, and staying open to new things. And as a result of that, the universe has gifts to give you. Somebody is, you know, experiencing an internal glow up as opposed to just an external glow up, so that their insides can match their outsides. Instead of just using the power of, say, their good looks, or even power if they have power from some other avenue, instead of using that to make themselves feel like the big man or the big woman, they're instead like developing and cultivating the beauty within. And then we've got the builder, creative habits, stability, action, strong, vital force, applying a foundation. I'm really drawn to this person's skin color. It's very nice, mocha, dark chocolate skin color. Somebody out there could have that skin color. Also, nice muscular triceps and shoulders. Could have a physical job like that. And it could just be the fact that, you know, I'm a straight woman, so I'm being attracted to this card right now. But it does match kind of that femme fatale, that attractive energy that I picked up on earlier, so that regardless of the gender or sex, this is an attractive individual. You're probably here for a masculine. And this person is turning over a new leaf with regard to how they present themselves. If they were shallow, they're being less shallow. If they're attracted to shallow women, or attracted to people for shallow reasons, they are changing that. Like, they're working on that. They're focusing on applying a strong foundation. And I'm also hearing, be careful who you build your foundation with, because once the foundation is strong, they can reap the benefits of that strong foundation with somebody else, something like that. So somebody, you know, like, built a house with somebody else and then that other person got it. That's, again, specific message, not for everybody, but yeah. Okay. Then we've got this card, the Seeker, detached, solo, philosophical, individual, existentialist, letting go, searcher of the light. So yeah, coming out of like trying to make things right. You know, karma has played out. Somebody has reaped the consequences, you know, of their actions, and they're starting to create new habits that are focused more on building stability within their lives, either in the external, through creating physical stability, through the type of homes that they have, or their type of lifestyle that they lead, or the people they surround themselves with, even stability within their physical bodies. In fact, like turning over a new leaf in that regard, just being healthier and a better person on the inside and out. And it's like, in order to do that, you know, they've really had to, they're just really being led and guided to do this. It's like part of their journey to make things right. So this person could be single, especially if you guys are in separation. Even if person is with someone, they are still feeling very much like an individual, because there are certain things they're having to go through, and that only they can fix those things or go through those things. The shadow work is something that only they can really do. So if they've let go of this connection, then it's in search of the light. They're letting go of any darkness, of any dark people, places, or things. You know, they're trying to go towards you know, towards the light, towards betterment, okay? Yeah. And then here we've got the daredevil, unafraid, confident, free will, going for it, surprise, and taking chances. So I think it's really different for this person to go through this whole transformation. It's like we're taking somebody who is, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. I like analogies because they can sum up complex ideas in a short amount of time, in a very succinct way, which is like, you know, what I like. Unless I have like a lot of time to talk, because you guys know I like to do long readings for you when I can, but I can't today. So I'm just trying to think of the analogy that would fit. But I think that, you know, with a little discernment and common sense, you can understand what I'm talking about. This is the journey of this person. Feels like if it's your journey, then it's your journey, and take what you can from it to use it for the betterment of yourself. But this feels like whoever this is, they're just confident that, like, they're going for it. They're not afraid. Okay. I ain't never scared. That's what I'm hearing. I ain't never scared. Something that I like to joke with my friends with, and that's what I'm hearing. It's like a way to let me know that this person is, despite the dark night of the soul that they've gone through, might be going through, or if you're going through that and you're not sure how they would take that, like if they would be up to that, or you know what I mean, if they would be patient with that process or there for you during that process. This is saying that, like, this person's not scared. They're not scared. It's like they're finding like that strength is beautiful, and that the shallow, fragile things that they used to like appreciate the most about, you know, people, places, or things, they're nice, but they're not sustaining, right? And they're just starting to see different things in a different light, and appreciate the beauty of different things. And this is leading to a whole new way of life for this person. It's like they're really starting to woman up or man up. Okay. And they could literally be somebody that likes to travel, somebody that likes sports, a very physical person, a daredevil type individual. But I really do feel like this has to do with, you know, everything. This is just building on everything else that was already said, and giving deeper like messages from that place. Some of these people would not like turn their nose up at plastic surgery or some other type of physical enhancement. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? do what makes you happy. But there's a fine, like, I mean, there's a whole gray area there, and there's a big difference between being a plastic person or attracted to a soulless sort of existence and being somebody that is very heartfelt and you know, beautiful on the inside as well as on the outside, and willing to learn and grow and embrace, you know, new ways of being and habits and lifestyles that are more serving and that serve them and are more of a blessing to themselves and to others, and to really develop that inner charm and that inner personality. There's a whole like gray area between those two things. But you can still like be on this side of the table and be somebody that's really beautiful on the inside and still do like enhancements. So maybe this person is someone like that. Or you are, which is fine. And that's coming through. Okay, let's get some other whatever cards or messages. I don't know, whatever. If the reading is resonating at all, please let me know by hitting the like button and subscribing. It does help. And if you would like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box down below the video. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want to receive notifications so you don't miss my next video. Just kind of like move these up out of the way. Okay. So for the viewer, their love situation, their person of interest, what wants to come through about all that? Got Two of Swords. Got the High Priestess. Got the Seven of Pentacles. So it does feel like, yeah, we've got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I was getting reversed Queen of Pentacles vibes with the Femme Fatale. Reversed Queen of Pentacles, like I said this in, I think I said this in a previous reading, like last week's reading or the week before that, I don't recall, but basically she's somebody that uses her sexuality or her sensuality for material resources. Okay. So anyway, let's see. Some of you see 222 a lot on the clock, or you will. Some of you have 2 in your numbers, your personal numbers in numerology, or 7. Mostly I'm getting 2 and also 6. And 6 and 7 are not very compatible. We can see with the Two of Swords is about a face-off. It's also about a truce, but it's a truce that comes as a result of, you know, a face-off. Walking a fine line, walking a tightrope. Things are like walking on eggshells, or hot and cold energy. Somebody that was once charming becomes emotionally remote. The avoidant attachment style. It could be. We've got the next card is the Magician. Stay. So the Magician is exactly like that. Somebody could have a moon in Libra or be a Gemini sun. I'm just going to throw out the astrological signs for fun, just because astrology was my first love and was what really drew me into the esoteric arts. but it doesn't need to resonate for your reading. It doesn't need to resonate for you, okay? It's just something I'm going to do for me, okay? Because I like to know. But the Magician matches the Two of Swords in that sense. The Two of Swords energy in a relationship is somebody that can be very charming at first, and then all of a sudden they become more withdrawn, and then every once in a while, you know, if you wait around long enough, then they peek their head back out and they start being more like their old selves again, and being more engaged, and then they go back within again, kind of thing. And the Magician is kind of like that way. Is like the shadow side of the Magician is somebody that will put on a good show for you and everything. For everybody, right? Dazzling personality, good looks, yada, yada, yada. Just for example, right? This is what the Magician means. And then behind the scenes, you see it's a completely different person, and it's not what you thought they were at all. They're like actually much less confident than, and you know, people who project a very confident image or use their sexuality or their looks to get ahead in life, or really lean into those things, they are pretty insecure. They're some of the most insecure people. Some of you really could be dealing with a Libra male. Okay. Hashtag not all Libra males, but that's what I'm getting, because they can be, they could really shine in the spotlight, but then you get them behind the scenes and you find that they're not very nice people, or they're extremely insecure. They're not a bad person, but they're just completely emotionally cut off, and they have no desire to change that, or something along those lines. And that could be you too. Like some of you could even actually resonate with you to some extent. And so and then I do feel like this is a spiritual connection that the two of you share. You guys can feel each other's energy, maybe dream about one another, daydream about one another. There is a lot that is unknown in the situation. It feels like there is some stuff going on, you know, behind the scenes. We saw that shadow work is going on. We saw the building of a foundation, some realizations about being a more authentic person, and about making things right, and about, you know, forging ahead, and really just changing one's opinion on what's valuable in life and in love. And this is a card of mysteries. It's about getting in touch with the divine feminine energy within oneself and within a relationship, and cultivating that. So this is really about bringing somebody into a more of their divine energy, and being introspective in their divine feminine side, so that they can exude a more authentic version of that, or wanting their partner to exude a more authentic version of that. Because we've got the Magician and the High Priestess. This is 1 and 2. So likely this person is learning from you and learning spiritual lessons here. I don't know if I want to use it. I want to use these cards, but every time I grab them, they don't want to be used. So they must not have what I'm looking for in them. So use my handmade ones instead. And get a message from this person. I just feel like it's time for a message from this person. Got very masculine energy meets very feminine energy. It's resulting in kind of like a face-off. You guys are equally matched. You're equally talented, attractive, skilled, but also equally like mysterious. I'm hearing hard to get to know, perhaps even hard to get to know. There's a message from this person. I'm sorry I broke your heart. Maybe everything really does happen for a reason. Okay. The High Priestess is somebody that would get her heart broken, because she is, that's her nature, okay? Fanciful, romantic. If she were a modern day person, she would be someone that's untried, like not really fully tested or experienced with regard to like romance and love. Like even if she'd had a bunch of boyfriends before, intimacy is not something that comes easy to her, or a deep understanding of romantic relationships still eludes her. And I mean, a lot of people fall under that category, or else, you know, tarot card reading channels wouldn't be as popular as they are, and there wouldn't be all these thousands and thousands of subscribers to all these channels, because people want to know, they feel like they're missing something and that there's more to learn, or they don't know something. People are seekers. So it's very likely this person broke your heart, and if they didn't, they think they did for some of you. And also there's this whole thing about maybe everything happens for a reason, right? That's a very mysterious, sort of mystical thing to say. What did this person mean by that? Trust. It is safe to trust in the situation. So learning about trust, having faith. What did I say about this person? Whoever this person is that's come out, it's somebody that's insecure regardless of how they appear on the outside. It's just a matter of trust. Having trust is the opposite of feeling insecure. It's like things have to be exactly a certain way in order for somebody to feel safe to trust. And the thing with that is that life happens, it's messy, and things don't always go your way or a certain way. You can't control everything. The magician can be very controlling. He has to control his setup, because if he doesn't, something can go wrong, and then like the sheet that's hiding all of his plot devices or whatever, the sheet that's hiding all of, you know, his tricks and all of the things that help him to do his tricks. If that sheet falls down, then you can see like the secret behind his tricks. And this is not something that is wanted. Like this is not what this person's wanting here. All the while, the High Priestess is more authentic, but she's also more vulnerable, because authentic people tend to be, but they're also more courageous, because to put yourself out there and live authentically takes a lot more courage and strength than to hide behind a mask. And this person is feeling, for some of you, that you're the daredevil, that you are the confident, unafraid one, and they're watching that and they're admiring that. You're the one willing to take that chance, or did in the past. Could have got you hurt, but it's also for others of you, this person is adopting some of that daredevil energy. And when they talk about that, they're talking about allowing themselves to trust. This relationship deserves a second chance. So it's like this person's being philosophical. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I almost said that this is a philosophical energy. And this person feels like it's the relationship deserves another chance. They want to make it right. They want to make it better. If you're the one, for the odd few who might be the ones that need to make it better, they want you to do that. They feel like it's been about like learning to be more authentic. So the Magician is looking to the High Priestess. He's looking to his older sister, so to speak. High Priestess is more developed than the Magician. She comes after him in the Fool's Journey. She's a step ahead of him, looking to her for guidance, or has already kind of gleaned some guidance from a relationship with her that's like helped them or helped him to decide or understand something. And with this is the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is about something that the time has not come. Like you can see that things are growing, things are blossoming, but the time isn't exactly right. The fruits are not there yet. They're not ready to be harvested and sold at the farmer's market for a profit yet, right? This is kind of a earthy energy. You could be dealing with an earth sign of Virgo, like I said before. It doesn't have to be. It could be Taurus, Capricorn, or in somebody's chart strongly. But the energy from this person is basically like, yeah, I know I need to work on some things and I need to be patient and we have to figure out how things go. And in the end, it might be a futile effort. In the end, this crop might not even yield. It might not have even been worth it, but I'm not ready to give up yet. Like, it seems like it could still work. Okay. Let me get another card on, just like a card on how this person feels about the viewer. Like, let's see. Aw. Bottom of the deck, Lovers. We got Trust. The Seven of Swords card. So it's about futility. Yeah. I'm just going through here. Some of you told this person to get out. You told them to get out. Okay, so how does this person feel about you? They're in love with you. They love you. If you're not, if this is a newer connection or this is just a crush or something, then this part isn't for you, because whoever this person is, they're coming across as being in love with you. If they're not in love with you, they see you as that person that they can have a wonderful life with, that they can have a family with. Maybe they already do. Some of you, this is your baby's father, your baby's mother, their children involved. Others of you, 10 of Cups is 10 cups of love. And 10 is the maximum number that you can have. So that tells you they're right there. Maximum love this person has for you. Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Again, spiritual relationship. A passionate, loving relationship that feels like it's coming from heaven. It feels like it's coming from on high. Like it's blessed, divine, meant to happen. Leading back into what this person said about maybe things happen for a reason. Maybe meeting you was, happened for a reason. We do got the deceptive energy of the Seven of Swords, and it goes along kind of with the shadow side of the Magician. So not being on the up and up, or just taking what you can get and then sneaking off. It's a lack of trust, and it's based in cowardice. It's based in fear. But it was a futile effort. If this person snuck away from you, or if they tried to just but whatever, to deceive you on who they really are, or project an image that they thought would impress you, or if they just tried to pull the wool over your eyes, that's a futile effort, because this relationship has always been meant to teach you both spiritual lessons, and it's always been a solid and strong relationship, or the connection has always felt strong, for that reason. There's always been a certain goodness to the connection, And I think you guys have been very clear on that. And when times are good, you have no doubt whatsoever, and it feels like really great, and you enjoy each other's company, and it feels warm, and it feels right, and it feels fun and pleasant and pleasurable. And it feels like, and then you get the stars in your eyes. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing about the Star card, is about feeling good, making other people feel good. And, but it can also be about wearing rose-colored glasses and getting lost in a daydream. So somebody, when that happens, they could get too lost in the daydream, and then they wander off. And then, the other person gets upset, or, you can't really just kind of live in la la land. You have to be tethered to the earth to some extent, right? You have to be you have to have clarity on the situation. See it for what it is, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. And if something needs to be changed, then you have to acknowledge it. And, but it is good to feel good. And I feel like this relationship has, a ton of potential. And for some of you, it really is going to be like snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Like one or both of you is not giving up on this connection, even if it's still at the early stages, or is an older connection. However long you have known each other, it's like there's a new beginning in the future. I don't know how you feel about this person. It looks like you feel like it's a standoff or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's a blockage to the relationship or something, but I mean, you can obviously see with the Lovers and the Ten of Cups that this person loves you and they feel like it's worth waiting for. They don't even know how it's going to turn out, but they're not ready to give up on it. They're not really ready to give up on it yet. Some more messages from this person. I'm gonna have to wrap it up. For real, for real, for real. I'm just gonna keep saying that so I remind myself, because I'll forget and I'll just keep blabbing. I feel like you intuitively know how I feel better than I do. Your psychic skills fascinate me. Now, this person can't figure out, like, how are you doing that? How is she doing that? Pulling my soul from my body, having me with her when I'm not even physically there. Like, how? I mean, yeah. If you know, you know. There's an intuitive connection. Even if you're just finishing this person's sentences or you just feel it, you know. They feel like there's something here. I've got Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and I'm drawn to that because I did mention her earlier. I love how we can I love how we can be our real selves with each other. This is growing so organically and naturally. That's how this person feels. Some of you, it's not a dramatic relationship. I'm reading for a lot of different people. That's why, you know, there are a lot of different messages. Not all of them are going to apply to everybody's story. So some of you, it really is just growing this relationship. You've probably been growing it for a long time, or it feels that way to your person. And they're just loving the way that it's growing. They feel like it's growing naturally. Others of you, you know, yeah, maybe that some of that applies or it doesn't. But bottom line, they love how they can be their real self with you, and you can be your real self with them. So again, it's about challenging the masks that we wear. I'm really being drawn to this. Masks that we wear, that we feel that we need to wear because society taught us that, whatever. Yeah, I can't really resonate with that because I'm somebody that has had to learn how to mask because I'm not a natural masker. But this is about learning how to take off your mask, and they feel like they can do that with you. Okay, they feel like their life has transformed for the better ever since, you know, they've met you, and they're thanking you for that. And we saw that transformation. I guess it's not really an analogy, but the only example that I can come to mind, and it's not a perfect example of what I was talking about, you know, with the first spread that I did, the transition from being, you know, somebody that's kind of superficial, shallow, or attracted to the wrong things, to being somebody that's going through the dark night of the soul or their shadow work and developing their inner character and becoming more beautiful from the inside out, and just valuing people who are more beautiful from the inside out. So being as beautiful on the outside as they are on the inside, and having like charming, lovely personalities, but not the kind of fake charming personalities that people have when they just want to get something or when they have a hidden agenda, but the kind of genuine, like selfless heart that we see sometimes in some of the better personalities out there. These people like really open heart. Now I'm getting like Drew Barrymore, her energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces or somebody with that strong in their chart. You know how she comes across as very vulnerable and open, but she's also extremely strong, and you can tell that just by her history. If you know her story, she's been around for a long time, so there's a lot out there about, you know, what she's been through, and she's a very strong person. She's also a very genuine person. People like love her, and it's kind of like a Dolly Parton vibe too. Capricorn energy of being also born in the year of the rooster energy too. Although, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that to some extent. The authenticity. Where was I going with this? Oh, 7 years in Tibet. It's not exactly the right, it's about transformation, basically. It's just about transformation. Not the whole story applies to this, not the whole movie applies to this, but it's about the transformation of going from just a very proud, egotistical person who's just very emotionally withdrawn and cut off and just cold, to being, you know, someone who's the complete opposite of that, friends with the Dalai Lama. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Of course, love-wise, he didn't have the happy ending that you guys can have. based on what I'm seeing here, it didn't work out for him, right? Relationship wise. Like his wife, she wasn't having it. And she found somebody that was going to treat her the way she wanted to be treated. And that's fine. And maybe some of you will do that. I don't know. Depends. Manifest it the way you want it. I'm hearing you still have time. But I'm just trying to demonstrate like that flow, that story arc of like to make it more clear. And probably I'll watch this back and be like, yeah, it was clear. It was pretty clear. But you know, no matter how well you explain something, there's always going to be somebody that misunderstands you. But then I have to remind myself that those people were not meant to hear the message then. They can't, there would never have been anything you could have said that could have made it click for them because they're not there. They're not on that wavelength. So it doesn't matter. So let's get another message from this person and then I have to wrap it up. I really have to wrap it up. Lots of major arcana energy. Wow. Lovers again. You truly are my soulmate. You are my perfect match. It's okay. Let's get some guidance from, that was like mic drop moment. Like I don't need to say anything else. I'm not surprised that came out. Are you guys? Let's get some guidance for the viewer regarding this reading, please. Regarding their person of interest. My good old trusty Romance Angels cards. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Interesting. Maybe some of you are really having a hard time with this person. If you're in the Two of Swords energy towards them, that would suggest that you need to open up to someone. Calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Like I said, manifest, it's not too late. If this needs to be shifted or changed, you have the power to do that. If you're already doing that, keep it up. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Okay, it's not a violation of anybody's free will. That's nonsense. Just throwing that out there. But for everybody that knows, you know that it's about aligning with what is already yours and what you deserve to have and what you can have. So, because nothing is guaranteed with it, until you make that decision that it's guaranteed. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And I knew that deception card was at the bottom of the deck. Deception and separation. So you're kind of teetering. Some of you are really teetering. Walking that fine line on that tightrope, the Two of Swords. Feeling like you have to walk on eggshells, or that one false move and everything can, like one false move and it's a disaster waiting to happen. Some of you feel that way. That's why you need to manifest the opposite of that by affirming the opposite of that. There are plenty of resources that you can find online and on YouTube about how to manifest your specific person and a specific outcome, or just to work on your own self-concept to know that you deserve and can have whatever you really want. But yeah, I was going to say it's a decision. Like, what is going on with you guys? A decision that needs to be made. Like, what could you manifest right now? You have to decide what that is you want. Because somebody here doesn't want to give up their false mask, don't even want to acknowledge that they're wearing one, or that their partner is wearing one, and that has to go. So that's going to be a hindrance or a block. And separation is a likely result from deception. If it hasn't happened already, it could, potentially happen in the future, because these two go hand in hand. You deceive, you separate. What a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. So time apart is on the horizon for some if that mask cannot come off. It's better to be rejected for who you are than loved for who you are not. Okay? Somebody needs to hear that. Others of you, it's just a matter of deciding. I'm not in alignment with a deceptive person or situation. I can be with someone who adores me and who is authentic with me, and somebody that I can adore for their authentic selves. And I can really embrace this. Like, you could make this your affirmation. I love how we can be real. We can be our real selves with each other. This is growing so organically and naturally. Like, you can imagine your person saying that to you, or imagine the feeling of that. Like, what if, I was loved for how real I am, and what if this relationship was growing so organically and so naturally, and I loved it. What if they loved it? That kind of thing. One last card, and I'm done. What if affirmations are very powerful because it removes the blockage? Sometimes if you say an affirmation outright, your inner self will resist, or your ego will resist. If you put it in a question form, that's a way to get around that, okay? Got 8 of Cups. So there is space that's needed or coming in the future here for the shadow work to continue to be done. And there's a need for one to be prioritized, and for this person to prioritize you. Sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder. But at the bottom of the deck, we've got the 6 of Cups, which is talking about happy memories shared together, people thinking about those, and about reconciling with somebody from the past and still having those sweet feelings with someone. So even if you are separated, like if you go into separation, or you are currently separated, it's not a terrible thing, because it helps you to refine more of what you want, and it helps you to get what you deserve. Okay, that's what I've got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that was helpful, and take care. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you'd like a private reading, my contact information is down below, and I'll talk to you next time.